Hey everyone, JP here at Fontaine Landscaping. Getting back to some of our turf grass maintenance. Right now I'm doing a little bit of fertilizing here. So today we're going to talk about some fertilizing. Previously we talked about doing some the cutting of the grass. We talked about making sure the grass is adequately irrigated. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about fertilizing. So what I've got going on here is some granular fertilizer that I'm applying to the lawn. When fertilizing the grass, you've got different options in terms of how you're going to apply that fertilizer. It could be in granular form like what I got going on. It could be done either in a liquid or foliar application as well too, either or. And so different applications work better for different people under different circumstances. I like personally using the granular method. Typically I use a slow release blend. Springtime we're going to use something that's a little bit more higher nitrogen. Summertime as well, and then as we get closer to the fall we're going to utilize a fertilizer that's going to be a little bit more well balanced, a lot more phosphorus in there. What that's going to do is really help with promoting some root growth going into winter time so that our lawn springs up quicker in the springtime. But basically in terms of fertilizing, not all grass needs to be fertilized all the time. It really depends on the turf grass itself and what the nutrients are like at a given time with that lawn. Under general growing conditions and sort of normal maintenance practices, you might be looking at doing, say, 3 applications a year, maybe a spring, a summer, and a fall. But with that being said, it doesn't necessarily need to be that little or that many. It could be more, could be less, depending on what your grass is demanding at a given time. And generally how you're going to tell that is you should be able to look at your turf grass and you should have sort of a nice dark green color, almost maybe a bit of a blue to it. And once you start getting into a situation where your grass becomes a little bit more of a yellowy, kind of a washed out color, that's generally sort of a telltale that lawn needs to be maybe fertilized. So like I mentioned earlier, I like using a granular. I use a slow release granular, as you can see in my spreader right here. And so what this does, it gives me much more of a constant feeding and will last a lot longer. It's not going to be quite as dramatic right off the start. It will take a few days generally to kick in, usually about 7 to 10 days before that fertilizer really starts to be noticed on the lawn. Whereas if I'm using a foliar type application or a liquid, what that's going to do is generally within a day or two you can see a real quick green up. So if you're looking for a really quick green up, doing a liquid fertilizer might be your best bet. And then if you're looking for more of a sustained feeding there, go with that granular. And like I say, not all lawn needs to be fertilized heavily all the time. It's one of those things where you need to check things out, evaluate, and if you got kind of that washed out lime greeny type color, you can tell it you got to apply some fertilizer and get things greening up there. And that's going to really help to promote that healthy lawn for you as well.